if you're selling your house in Georgia, you're going to have to fill out a seller property disclosure statement. Today, we're going to dive into this real quick, take a look at, and see what you can expect from it. So this is investing in Georgia. This is Alan. This is Georgia-specific information. We usually go about building, fixing, buying, and selling real estate in Georgia, obviously. I'm a licensed contractor and realtor. My contact information is down below if you have any questions. So let's take a look at this document, okay? So here we are. This is what we're looking at. The seller's property disclosure statement exhibit. Usually just put like a letter in there. It's going to be for the offer dates. We're not going to fill that out. We're going to do the property right there, the address. All right. So I'm going to read this one, but I'm going to go through the rest, most of the rest of it pretty quickly, okay? Instructions to seller in completing this statement. All right. In completing this statement, the seller agrees to answer all questions in the reference to the property and the improvements on the property. Answer all questions fully, accurately, and to the actual knowledge and belief of all sellers. Provide additional explanations to all yes answers in the corresponding explanation section of each group of questions, unless the yes answer is self-evident. If prior to closing there are any material changes in the answers of these questions, seller shall promptly revise the statement and should provide the buyer and broker involved in this transaction. Yeah, provide it too, sorry. All right, now I'm not going to get into how it can be used by the buyer. So yeah, you to be honest. So I always try to put everything in there, especially up front. So you want the buyer to be aware of any issues up front before they go into their inspection period, because then when they find out these things in the inspection period, you're going to be at more of a disadvantage because they have the power to cancel the contract, and it's going to make you look bad if you try to go back on market, because it gives, so even though a lot of this stuff you may not legally have to put in, like you might want to put them in. So I error on the side of disclosure. All right. So the first thing is we're gonna got, and this is when was the house made? Is the property vacant? Is any part of it leased? Is there any in this historic district, etc.? Explanation. All right, covenants and assessments. This is like HOAs and stuff. Lead paint. Does it have any lead paint? If it was built before 1978, you have to do a whole nother form on that. Let's see, structural. Are there any structural issues? Zoning, building codes, etc. Systems. It's going to go through your HVAC, electric, fireplace. You want to see cameras, etc. you might have there. Sewer, plumbing related issues. That's fun stuff, right? Roof and downspouts and gutters. Keep the water away from your house. And speaking of water at your house, this is all about the flooding and water intrusion. And do you have any landfills or easements or cemeteries on your property? Hopefully not. The easement could be like using someone else's driveway if there's any disputes about with a neighboring owner about anything. Here we are, they're going to ask you questions about termites, rot, etc. Here we got meth, asbestos, and mold. We're getting exciting stuff, aren't we here, guys? Insurance claims. What's more fun than that? Insurance, And construction-based lawsuits like bad materials or faulty construction. Let's see, are there any other hidden defects that you need to put in there? Agricultural disclosure, probably, as if it's agricultural property, etc. All right, so this would be additional explanations on all that information in there. Fixtures checklist. All right, the key thing is, let me see if I can I'm going to go to this next page. You see it? So all the check items stay. And if you do not check it, not only, let's say, for example, you have a hot tub and you don't check it, you have to remove that hot tub. So if you don't want to move your hot tub, make sure to check that thing. Because they can also, what does it say in there? Seller shall lose the right to remove those items not timely removed, but shall be liable to the buyer for reasonable costs of disposing of such items after 30 days. Let's see. So yeah, only check the items you want to stay. We're gonna take a look at them real quick while I kind of read some notes. Not marked items should be removed by the seller. So check everything that stays. If you have any clarification, they have a thing like here. Like if you have 2 refrigerators in the house and you're checking one, if you're checking refrigerators, just make sure to signify which one goes in there. And here's the item needing repair. And this is where you all autograph. There we go. That was a nice, fun, short one. I got a whole bunch of quick overviews of these contracts if you want to take a look at them. This is Investing in Georgia. I'm Alan. If you learned something today, or if I helped you in any way, please like, share, comment, or subscribe. And if you want to find me, this is where I'm at. Thank you.